Nokwi, Chief State Attorney in the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions and also the Public Relations Officer.
Your statement now, what you have to say.
We received the case file of retired Colonel Kiiza Besigye on 11th of February this month, and we initiated prosecution-guided investigations with the police. So we have been having a team of prosecutors working together with investigators from the Criminal Investigations Department of the Uganda Police Force. So upon carrying out investigations into the matter, we had the file resubmitted to us.
We will transfer from here.
Oh.
Okay. You are the point where you are telling us that we commence.
I just continue.
Yes.
Or I start?
Yes.
Let me start afresh.
Okay.
So we received the case file of retired Colonel Dr. Kiiza Besigye and two other accused persons from the court-martial on the 11th of February of this year. And we commenced prosecution-guided investigations with the police. So we have had a team of prosecutors and investigators from the Criminal Investigations Department of the Uganda Police Force working together on the investigations in this matter. So the case file was resubmitted to the Director of Public Prosecutions for perusal, and we found sufficient evidence or substantial evidence to sustain the two charges against them. These are the charges of treason and misprision of treason. So these charges were sanctioned against them, and we had a production warrant issued for their production in court today for the charges to be read out and explained to them.
Okay. So, but there is concern from the Defense Council that actually the military courts have not transferred any files. What would be your response to that concern?
So like I've said, we received the file of retired Colonel Dr. Kiiza Besigye and these two other suspects. For now, I can confirm that that is the file that we have received
and then
handled.
How many other files have you received? Because we know there were many cases that were before the military courts. People outside there would be waiting to hear whether also those national unity platform supporters, their files are among those that you have received.
For now, I can confirm receipt of only Dr. Kiiza Besigye's, and that's the one that we've handled.
Okay. And then the charges that were before the military courts had to do with the illegal possession of firearms, treachery, but now here it appears to be different. Maybe what could be your explanation?
Well, on the basis of the investigations that we conducted with the police, these are the two charges that we found appropriate for them.
Maybe if you can tell us how far with the investigation
Well, our team communicated to the court that investigations are still continuing, so the case will continue to be mentioned until the investigations are completed, and thereafter we shall commit them to the High Court for trial.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
At least after the 31st of January, when the Supreme Court pronounced itself on the matter, they should have done it within 48 hours in accordance with the Constitution. Why did they have to wait this long to violate Dr. Besigye, Obeid, Lutale's rights, to keep them under illegal detention for over 2 weeks, now almost 3 weeks. 3 weeks of illegal detention. It's an absurdity, it's a travesty, and we condemn that conduct in the strongest terms possible. But now going forward, yes, we have processed the bail application. Unfortunately, again, the prisons authorities have defied the directive of court to allow us. They have defied the instruction of court to permit us the opportunity of having these papers signed by Dr. Kiiza Besigye and Obeid from here, because we had come with our commissioner for oath. We have our bail application prepared, and the stamp for the commissioner for oath is here. The commissioner for oath is around. So we came prepared for all that to expedite the processes of filing the application so that we can secure the liberty of Dr. Besigye to be able to get medical treatment. Unfortunately, the prisons authorities have remained stubborn and adamant. They have refused. So we have no choice but to take these papers to Lutale. Right now we are proceeding there to cause the signing of the affidavit, which is supporting the application for bail. And we hope, again, when we reach there, they will not put in place other onerous conditions or stumbling block in our way. So that's what we are going to do. Secondly, we are again disappointed with the way the magistrate has treated the issue of Dr. Besigye's health. He's in a wheelchair. And it's not a normal practice in courts of law that suspects are wheeled into the dock. We made that very, very clear to her. Unfortunately, no remedy has been offered. We have highlighted the history of this matter. Wednesday, he walked himself into the chambers of justice Singiza, though with support. Of course, he had support from the prisons authorities. Yesterday, he could not be brought to court at Uganda Road, and the magistrate was constrained to stay the proceedings for 60 days on that account that doctor was too ill to stand trial. Today he's brought in a wheelchair, and we have asked if they want to see him in a coffin tomorrow. And the Constitution grants all these rights. Look at Article 23. Article 23 is very, very clear. An accused person who is in detention has got a right to get medical treatment from a private facility at their own expense. And Dr. Besigye was ready to meet the costs. What is the fuss about keeping him there without according him this right to access medical treatment from a facility of his choice? And we advised they could guard him from there. Unfortunately, again, there was no intervention made. So we are just going to expedite the processes of bail going forward, and the application we have to file it in the course of today. So we are dashing now to Lutale to cause the signing of the affidavits. Then we come back and file the application in the High Court so that we can get an earlier date for the disposal of the same. The final one is that we want to announce officially that Dr. Besigye today has called off the hunger strike. Now that he has been arraigned formally before this court, because all along he was protesting illegal detention. being on remand without a valid or lawful remand order of court, remand warrant. Now that he has been formally arraigned and a remand warrant issued, and we are pursuing the bail process, he is calling off the hunger strike. And then we proceed with a bail application for purposes of securing his liberty and to get medical treatment. That's what we are doing.